Don't know exactly. A lot of our news today is going to consist of recapping over the last month and a half worth of news information, simply because I've been kind of gone and out of it. But now is going to be that time that I turn off the fan. We're going to go for a while, so let's go ahead and jump right into it, guys. I'm so excited to share some game industry news with you to let you know what I learned when I had my thumb on the pulse. So let's get jumping into it, shall we? We're going to start off like we normally start off console news. We're going to start off with general console news because over the last month of September, there's been a lot that's been going on. So let's kind of cut down to the nitty gritty of that. Both of the consoles were announced over the last month. The pre-orders were on September 22nd for PS5, and then they were a little bit after that, September 17th, I believe, for the Xbox. Oop, I had that backwards. 22nd for the Xbox and the 17th for the PS5. The actual launch dates are swapped a little bit to where Xbox will have theirs out first on November 10th, which has been announced, and then Sony will have their system out on November 12th. Price points also have been announced at this point. We know that Xbox beat PlayStation on their secondary console, or their discless console, I like to say. Xbox price points will be $499 for the main console, the Xbox Series X, and then for the Xbox Series S, or the discless console, you'll be looking at $299. With the PlayStation, it's going to be $499 for that main console, and then they'll also have a digital version or a discless version at $399. Not a lot of other news on the consoles themselves other than like specs. You can look up on all of their websites and information like that. Console compatibility with accessories we've already covered in previous episodes of Thumb on the Pulse. So please check out previous episodes for accessory compatibility news. The only other really big news around the consoles last month was the debacle that was the pre-orders. Everybody wanted one, just like each new generation console beforehand. And just like every generation beforehand, something went wrong with the pre-orders. Even news reports from places like GameStop, and I thought I had read something about Target over pre-ordering. More news that I had read about while I was researching this stuff is that there will be more pre-order dates coming out in the future, so keep your eyes out for that. We'll try to report on that as we can. My favorite part about the news, though, that I wanted to report about the consoles is that I really feel like Xbox is kind of making moves leaps and bounds above Sony or PlayStation. EA Play, which has just recently teamed up with Origin Access, so Origin Access and EA Access combined to make one company to kind of provide one gaming centrifuge or one gaming interface for all of their titles. Now, EA Play has teamed up with Xbox Game Pass, and all of that is going to now be included at no extra cost with your Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription. Now, I did add the Game Pass Ultimate in there because that's the only one that's going to be including all three of these different companies. However, if you think about it, me personally, I just dropped $15 to sign up for EA Play right as they teamed up with Origin Access. Already dropping $15 a month for the Xbox Game Pass. So this literally is going to take my bill down by half. Not to mention, when you say EA, a lot of people think specifically sports titles. So not only are we going to be getting, as Xbox Game Pass subscribers, getting discounts on all the sports titles, all the major sports titles anyways, we'll also be getting discounts on all the Star Wars games coming out. In fact, I believe that with my Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription and then being in conjunction with EA Play, I already have access to Star Wars Squadrons, which just came out. I'll talk about that a little bit later in the news. So there's going to be a lot of big titles that I'll have access to without having to go to the store, without having to pre-order it, without having to pick it up. It'll be on my console. So really, really excited about that as well. Those were the two main things I wanted to touch base on in regards to Xbox, PS5, and then the things happening within those consoles. We're going to move on to, I believe we're moving on to brand new games that were announced, again, over the last month and a half. So some of these might be already known and already out, but we're going to go ahead and just kind of give a brief rundown. And then in a minute, we'll show you, talk about games that are coming out in the future. Not many big titles, but we'll get there. We'll get there. As a lot of you guys that watch me know, I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan. And it's not because I don't think the game's any good. It's not because it's flat out because of my skill level. My skill level is I guess if we're golf, I'm above par. My skill level is garbage. I am terrible at COD. I get easily frustrated, super, super aggravated. Now, it's been a long time since I've actually touched in on gameplay as far as the campaign mode's concerned. It's been a really long time since I've played the multiplayer outside of any sort of battle royale type. Intrigued about this new Cold War game. I definitely used to enjoy a good, hefty round of Call of Duty campaign. I especially really enjoyed playing the zombie multiplayer implementation. Shoot, I just recently touched base Black Ops 3? Black Ops 4? 4. Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4. I most recently touched base with Black Ops 4 and played some zombies in that with some friends. Still a game that I really, really enjoy, so I'm super excited to look into this one. The official launch is going to be on November 13th. The beta does start in a couple days on October 8th, though, so keep your eyes open for that if you have the opportunity to run the Call of Duty beta. I would love to watch you play, so feel free to comment down below if you are intending on playing the game. I'd love to watch. They did have the alpha that they released on September 18th and 20th. It was a bit of a limited type of a release of the game to get a lot of notoriety out there, and there was a lot of announcements that came along with it. I got to watch some of that with our friend Comic Rome. I do want to mention kind of the cool thing about COD, at least the Cold War iteration, is that there's two different production companies or two different developing companies working on this. It looks like the multiplayer and the zombies aspect of this new Call of Duty game is going to be spearheaded by Treyarch, which has been a company involved with the game for quite some time now. But the second company that's going to take on the campaign mode is a company called Raven Software. Really excited to see how they meld together, if they're symbiotic, if you will. From my understanding of the Call of Duty franchise, the campaign mode and the multiplayer mode are almost two completely separate things now and have like separate storylines. There's going to be new characters involved and introduced into the continuing story of the main universe. The multiplayer is also adding the land, sea, and aircraft aspect to it, which we got to see in the announcements that they made with the alpha. Does look like there's some mixed reviews out there, but it's still, in my opinion, it's still far too early to decide whether this game is going to be good or bad. We have a limited version released for people to play. It's hardly fair to make a judgment based on that and that alone. So we'll see if it ends up being any good or completely unplayable. That will be for you guys as COD fans to decide and me to report on. So y'all let me know. Feel free to comment in the comment section down below. We're moving along to another new game that I'm not going to spend as much time on, but I kind of was intrigued with our research team bringing it to me, and that's going to be a mobile version of Witcher. Now, as far as what I read, this new Witcher game for mobile is going to be very Pokemon Go-esque in the fact that you're going to have the augmented reality, the AR, that you're going to be able to kind of get your camera and give a live feed of your surroundings, and then out of nowhere, monsters from the Witcher realm or the lore of Witcher will confront you and attack you, and you'll get to have the ability to use your silver sword like in the game, magic signs that you had in the game. So I'm pretty intrigued to see how this mobile version of the game translates into this interactive AR type atmosphere. Reading it over and over again and reading more articles about this game, I honestly became quite intrigued with it. The best parts of the Witcher game, in my opinion, are the battle moments. To have that be the sole purpose of the game and then give you some sort of augmented reality interactivity to it, I'm kind of interested. I may even end up playing this one a little bit more than Pokemon Go. Not a huge mobile gamer myself, but I thought I'd include it because I have been trying to kind of dip my toes into that era, into that realm. So if you guys are looking forward to Witcher Monster Slayer, there still isn't a release date for it. I actually was looking it up, like I said, all day today and all day yesterday, trying to see if there was an updated release date for it, even in articles that were as recent as the last week. I wasn't able to find a release date for Witcher Monster Slayer, anything more specific than late 2020. So I'm assuming that they'll nail that down here within the next month or two. If not, it might be pushed back to 2021. Usually that's the case when you get a late XYZ date and that date is rapidly approaching. But you get story elements and characters from the game and from the storyline, so it'll be Pokemon Go for The Witcher. That's exactly what I said, sir. What do I say? Blah, 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 blah. Story elements and characters for you to interact with on your journey, interspersed between all of the monster slaying you're going to get. This is going to be a Pokemon Go for The Witcher. So I hope you guys get it. I hope you guys download it and enjoy it. And if you do, Let me know about it. We've got another new game coming out. And again, this one is not a new game coming out, rather a new game that is out that I was super intrigued to report on, and that's Spellbreak. Now we have, again, this is where I was going to naturally and organically work in my shout out for our friend Next Incendiary. If you guys want to check him out, I have seen him dip his toes into this game a little bit. It's super, super intriguing to me. It's a free battle royale game in the vein of a lot of battle royale games that have come out this year. I really sincerely feel like this is the year of the battle royale games. I think it sounds intriguing because, again, it's a battle royale game, but it doesn't sound like there's very many guns in it. Predominantly geared towards a magical, mythical type feel to it instead of building loadouts with weapons and scopes and all that stuff. I imagine you are playing as a magic caster, then you use elemental type gear, classes, and spells and potions and things to build more of a mythical, magical loadout as opposed to a, you know, bullet and steel loadout. I'm interested to see what type of different classes and RPG elements they throw into this game. And I just want to let you guys know that there's a new free battle royale focused on magic out there. I think it's available on consoles and PC. That's all I wanted to touch base on as far as new releases on new games. There aren't a lot of huge titles coming out this month or next month, in my opinion. A lot of them are, again, kind of holding out for the new console release after we'll say after the 10th, 12th, 15th time frame. I imagine we'll start seeing a lot more announcements and a lot more games coming out, especially as we move into 2021. However, we do have some games that were released recently, September and then at the beginning of October. Marvel's Avengers did come out September 4th. We had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 come out September 4th as well. Haven't gotten a chance to play Marvel's Avengers yet, but I'm super excited because you play as Miss Marvel. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, been playing a lot of, and I probably will play some more of that this week, so feel free to look forward to that. The Outer Worlds Peril on Gorgon DLC came out on September 9th. We did have Crash Bandicoot, It's About Time, coming out October 2nd. Again, I mentioned Star Wars Squadron, which is on PC, Xbox, and PS4 on October 2nd. That was just released as well. Also, an early release to Baldur's Gate will be available on October 6th. So if you guys have any questions on any new games coming out, please feel free to reach out to me, talk to me on stream. But we're going to move right on to some fun facts this month that I really enjoyed. Foxfire is our main researcher, and she brings me a lot of stories and a lot of information throughout the week, and then I kind of curate what I decide I want to talk about and what we're going to discuss and the information we're going to give. My favorite part is when she comes to me with these fun facts. The first fun fact is a game called Children of Morta. I think it's Mortas. Not super familiar with the game itself. It's a little bit of an adventure game. I'm kind of looking it up right now. It's by a company called 11-Bit Studios and Dead Mage. It looks like it's a role-playing game in the aspect of saving a village. You get tasked by your grandmother, if I remember correctly, to cast out all the wrongdoings in the village. I don't remember. I didn't get too specific in the game itself. The reason I bring up this game, though, they are coming out with a brand new DLC here soon, and all of the proceeds that they're getting from this downloadable content is going to the Humane Society. I haven't heard of any companies out there creating DLC, putting it up for sale, and then dedicating all of those funds to a charity before. I thought it was really neat to report on that. So if you're looking for a new RPG style game to play and you haven't checked out Children of Morta yet, please feel free to. If you feel so inclined, go ahead and purchase their DLC as well, because that goes all to the Humane Society. Thought that was kind of cool. Next bit of fun facts, Jurassic World Evolution. Now, this is a game I haven't touched on much myself. A mild fan of the Jurassic Park franchise would be a generous thing for me to say. That movie came out while I was growing up. Got to see it in theaters. The second one was pretty good, but I wasn't, again, a huge fan of it. It wasn't something I was like, oh my God, I can't wait for the third one. And the third one came out, and then everything came out after that, and the franchise has kind of flip-flopped since then. The Jurassic World series has been quite entertaining as far as I'm concerned, thanks to Chris Pratt and Howard. What's the girl's first name? Gosh, why can't I think of her first name? Ron Howard's daughter is Bryce Dallas Howard. The franchise was saved, a lot in part to do with Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, but apparently they've made a video game around the Jurassic World lore. What I found interesting about it is that it includes voices from the original cast of the movie. We've got Laura Dern, Sam Neill, and Jeff Goldblum returning as their original characters. And in this game, you get to create the Jurassic Park, as far as I understand. The cool fun fact about this one is that is going to be released on the Switch. It has been announced officially that it's coming soon. The Nintendo Switch will adopt this game and bring it to their console platform, which will be really fun to be able to create dinosaur parks on the go. I very sincerely might check this out when it comes to Switch specifically for its portability. Now, I did want to touch base. I meant to mention this earlier when we talked about new games that were coming out. One of the new games that came out this month was Genshin Impact. We had talked about Genshin Impact a little bit earlier on stream. I mean, a little bit earlier, meaning in previous Thumb on the Pulse episodes. There was a big hoopla around this game in regards to its potential plagiarism. A lot of people really thought that this game took a lot of play aspects from Breath of the Wild, which in all reality, it kind of did. There are a lot of things that are very, very similar about the game in regards to its look, in regards to some of its gameplay. Apparently, most, if not all, terrain is traversable, meaning you can climb just about anything you see with only a limitation of a energy bar or a stamina meter, just like in Breath of the Wild. I've heard like the grassy images are very, very similar to Breath of the Wild. There was something else that I forgot to touch base on, but a lot of similarities to the point where a lot of people were quite upset about this. Yet, now that this game has come out as a free-to-play game, it's really shocking people as far as not only its quality, but how wrong people seem to be with the like storyline. Now, I've watched a couple little bits of it. I want to also give out another shout out to our main researcher, Eternalfoxfire. Please feel free to check out her channel if you get a chance to, because she's really been putting some hours into Genshin Impact, and she's been really enjoying it. She's kind of giving me the rundown of how unique of a game it actually is. So if you guys are looking for a new PS4 RPG for free to give a shot, check it out. I've heard they've offered a lot of free items to the new adopters of the game. This game, in its own regard, has broken records in China. There was a newspaper in China that reported that Genshin Impact received over 10 million registrations before the game came out. It's officially been declared the biggest global launch for any Chinese-developed game ever. It's reported that within the first few days of being available and on the market, being a free game, it made $1.84 million on the iOS platform alone. So this game is making huge strides, including taking over Twitch for a while. It's also surpassed games like Fortnite in Twitch viewership. 200,000 viewers at its peak. So keep an eye on this game if you have any interest in a new game. There's even a wind glider. Yeah, like I said, a lot of similarities to Breath of the Wild, but the people that were really upset about it before seem to be on board now. So check out the game, give it a shot. I definitely have it downloaded on my hard drive. Once I get the time to invest into it, I'm going to be punching in some hours. So I hope you guys get to enjoy it and get to check it out as well. So not to mention Genshin Impact being so huge and so impactful, no pun intended, we also have news on Fall Guys. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this new Fall Guys news. I have been getting viewers and people I follow on Twitter and people in chat commenting on the lackluster playability that is Fall Guys. Now, every time I pick it up, I have a hell of a good time with it. In fact, you can even check out some clips from last month of me playing Fall Guys in the new YouTube video that I just put out. But we were talking about Fall Guys Season 2. Fall Guys Season 2 will be coming out October 8th, which is 2 days from now, so I'm super stoked. You'll be seeing me play more of that game on stream. I play on PS4, though, since it's free, so if you guys want to play with me, download it on PS4. But if you're playing on Steam, hopefully I'll grab that soon as well, and we can party up. Fall Guys Season 2 will be coming out October 8th and 2 days from now. In 2 days, we'll not only have a medieval theme to our characters, to our costumes, to our fun little beans, but also to the new maps that are coming out. I have absolutely no idea if we'll get to keep the old maps and they're just going to include new maps, or this is going to be a complete revamp of the game. We'll find out on October 8th together. I really wanted to touch base on this simply because I have been hearing the rumblings from people that this game has been getting a little stale, a little bit repetitive. I hope you guys are stoked for the next iteration. Not only that, but Animal Crossing is getting a little bit of a update, a little bit of scrub up. We got a update for Halloween for October for the whole fall theme. I think it was September 30th, I believe we got that update. You downloaded it. It was available the very next day. Not only do we have more fall-based items like clothing, and the leaves are getting a little bit darker and starting to fall on the ground, but also we gain the ability to farm a little bit, which is a piece of gameplay that wasn't in the game up until this point. We have pumpkins now that we can grow that do take a few days to grow, and they grow in a few different colors. But this little dip into the farming realm in Animal Crossing is supposed to be just the tip to where we'll be able to have a whole farming community and maybe even like an economy around the farming abilities, but we're not sure about that yet. There will be a new update coming in November, I believe at the beginning of the November, probably right after Halloween, to prepare us for the following two holidays this season. So not only are we preparing for Halloween right now in Animal Crossing, I have my costume prepared, don't worry, and plenty of candy. We'll also be getting an update in November for the Thanksgiving update, as well as that'll include the event for Christmas or that end of the year type of holidays that we'll be celebrating. It'll be interesting to see how Animal Crossing tiptoes around that topic. Also have an update to Super Smash Brothers. Super Smash Brothers is getting a new update, or has already gotten the update, where they'll be adding Paper Mario characters to the game. I'm pretty pumped about this because I haven't been playing a lot of Super Smash this year. It was a really fun game that I really wanted to utilize being on Twitch as an opportunity to get better at this game, but I just haven't had the chance. So really excited that they're adding characters in from a game that we just started playing on stream. We just started playing Super Paper Mario on Wii U, and I think we're about halfway through the game right now, so I'm pretty excited to see those characters, especially since I feel like the Paper Mario characters tend to get a little snubbed when it comes to Nintendo games in general. So it'll be fun to see those guys in a new game. Grounded as well got an update. There have been two updates on that one, in fact. Right at the end of August, they added birds and different aspects to Grounded, the multiplayer game that we have available for us free on Xbox Game Pass. It is a survival type game, but in a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids type world. If you haven't checked it out, it is one I, again, intend on playing more of in the future, trying to implement more multiplayer games so I can play with you guys a little bit more. But in the newest update, they have now implemented zip lines into the game. There's now hedges and pumpkins, kind of giving it also a more fall-themed feel to it. Moving around the fall theme and more Halloween-type aspects is Apex Legends. We don't have a whole lot of information on the Apex Halloween event that has happened in the past, other than the fact that it looks like it's going to be pretty similar. We all know that Apex is working on a lot right now, being that they've got Season 7 starting at the beginning of November. They just opened today, October 6th, the beta for cross-platform play between PC Origin players, Xbox players, and PS4 players. So that'll be fun to try to dip our toes in with our buddy at Morbid Corpsey as well. We got some other friends joining us later today, but it'll be fun to see the cross-platform play. But keep an eye out because, again, we should be seeing small updates, small little downloads that'll give us some more Halloween-y type feel to the game. So I'm super excited to see what they're going to implement into Apex and sneak it in there between now, having just announced the cross-platform play, and the beginning of Season 7 when we get the Switch version available and total cross-platform, cross-integration. That's the one thing now we don't have with the cross-platform play. We don't have the integration between all of our platforms into one account like we had with the Rocket League that just came up, which I didn't even remember that we were just about to talk about Rocket League. One other thing that happened this over the last couple months that I forgot to mention is that Rocket League is now officially cross-platform completely. The cross-platform progression has taken place, so you now have one profile for all of your Rocket League needs. It is available on Switch, PC, Xbox, and Sony PS4, so please grab it if you get a chance. I was hoping to get a chance in before the announcement came up. Lots of things that happen in Rocket League, and that's kind of why I brought it up. Not only did we get the cross-platform integration, Epic Games took over the company Psyonix, or bought it, so now they control everything. We got a ton of new products for doing the cross-platform integration, a lot more ability to play with our friends now, and in my opinion, the game feels and looks a little bit better. I feel like it's easier for me to get better at it. I feel like it's been a lot more fun to play. I feel like more people are wanting to play. So I'm really excited to get more Rocket League in, and I feel like not only is this a news show, but also an announcement of all the games I'm going to be playing on stream coming up. So please, please, please check it out. Rocket League's always been one of my favorites, so I hope you guys get to check it out soon. Last but not least, we're going to talk about a game that, again, I've been intending on playing more. That's Minecraft. I pay for a realm every month. If you don't know, please hit me up in a DM in Discord. We can get you access to the realm. We can have 10 people on there at any given time. I've got no limit to how many people I can invite to the server. So please, if you're interested in building your own area in my world, please let me know. They are going to be releasing, as we had predicted previously in a Thumb on the Pulse, a Caves update. What is it called? The Caves and Cliffs update. Minecraft announced that the Caves and Cliffs update will come sometime next year. I believe it's next summer of 2021. What's exciting about this is I've always been a cave dweller myself in Minecraft, and now they're going to be updating the caves. So you're going to get huge caverns. We're going to get cave lakes, cave waterfalls. We're going to get underground abysses. We're going to be able to raft through underground rivers. There's going to be archaeology systems implemented into the game. This one was super exciting to me because not only with digging in caves are you going to find like buried fossilized things, to where new tools are going to get implemented in the vein of like brushes and archaeology tools, so you can actually like dig up this stuff without damaging the actual piece that you're trying to dig up. So that sounds crazy intriguing to me. We're going to get new blocks, which honestly I don't know a whole lot about, so I'm not going to dive too far into. We're getting new mobs. What was the new is there was a vote. As fans, people got to vote on one of the mobs that they added into the game, and I believe it was the glowing squid that got voted into the game. So that'll be implemented. The clip update is smaller. We're just getting more spectacular mountain generation and snowier snow. That was the next thing I was going to mention. The snowier snow. Also, we get mountain goats, guys. I don't know if you heard me correctly, but we get effing mountain goats, and they look adorable as fuck. So I'm pretty excited about that as well. Lots of exciting news with Minecraft. Lots of exciting news with Rocket League, 'cause now I get to play with more friends. Super exciting information about all the other games we talked about today. Lots of fun with a lot of different games that we get to play this coming month, that we get to play that came out last month. I'm glad I got an opportunity to update all of you guys on a little bit of everything in regards to gaming news this week and this month and this year. I hope you guys enjoyed Thumb on the Pulse. If you enjoyed what you just saw, please feel free to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. And leave a comment down below if you have anything to say about any of the topics we touched on today. If you have experiences with the games, I'd love to hear about them. If you've got clips, please feel free to DM me. Otherwise, sayonara, guys. I hope you enjoyed the information I brought to you from putting my thumb on the pulse. We'll see you soon. Almost set up. Ooh, baby. We actually got to wrap this up soon. I got stuff to do today.